Hey, what's going on? This video I'm making as a response to a video a young lady made in which she was addressing black men who take issue with Tyler Perry and basically his whole body of work as far as his movies. She was explaining how a lot of black men feel as though Tyler Perry is bashing black men and degrading black men in his movies. And I too take that stance on the issue. But as far as I'm concerned, I feel like Tyler Perry's his whole catalog of movies as a whole not only degrade black men, they degrade black women also, and they actually add fuel to perpetuate a negative circumstance when it comes to black male and female relationships. He's done a bunch of films and plays and whatnot that we know of. So, I'll just real briefly start and just break them down from the beginning. I'll save the Madea movies for the end because they pretty much all fit in the same category. Let's say, we'll take Diary of a Mad Black Woman. And you have, a black woman and she's married to a black guy who's like, the most horrible type of husband you can have. He's a physically and emotionally abusive, cheating on her, etc. So, in that instance, in that movie, the black male has a negative image that's being portrayed. Then we have the movie that's the Why Did I Get Married set 1 and 2. Now, Why Did I Get Married? You have basically four black couples. One couple you have Janet Jackson and Malik Yoba. Malik Yoba plays the sensitive brother, the loving, caring brother, family man type of guy. But his wife is actually the professional. She's kind of cold, she's insensitive. They have this issue that they're dealing with the loss of their kid, and she's afraid to open up about it. So she's like standoffish towards her husband. She's distant, and it's actually destroying their marriage. So in that aspect, she's playing a negative role as far as a black woman is concerned, because they're casting her in a totally negative light, like she's totally insensitive, while the man is the one trying to keep everything together. Then also you have a second couple where one woman's a hairdresser and the other guy is a former football player who's currently unemployed. That football player is a womanizer and he cheats on his wife. So that's a negative look for a black man in that role. And the wife is ignorant and she's abrasive, she's over aggressive, and she's constantly down her husband's throat. She's like over the top and with no class. And so you have another negative depiction of a black woman. Then you have another couple in that movie, Jill Scott and her husband. So Jill Scott played like, the soft, timid, insecure black wife. She was overweight. And her husband, he played the asshole type of husband who was always dissing her, emotionally abusive, could care less about her emotions and whatnot, and was cheating on her with a friend of theirs. Then you have the final couple, which was Tyler Perry himself and his wife. Once again, Tyler Perry plays the sensitive role, the sensitive male, the loving, caring type of guy. And his wife actually plays the insensitive, dishonest female. She lied to him about getting her tubes tied and whatnot. And, she's just basically just like not into this dude at all in that movie. So there you have, out of the 8 people, the 2 of the black males had negative portrayals, and 3 of the black females had negative portrayals. Out of the 4 black females, 3 of them were negative, if you're not counting the insecure black woman, which is also another image that he was portraying. So you could actually throw her in there. So none of the women were actually positive depictions of black female, and only 2 of the men were positive depictions of black men. And so, and then in the second version of that movie, Why Did I Get Married, you have a different dynamic, but you still have the four couples, but the sensitive one got the new guy, but you still have Janet Jackson and her husband, who are still dealing with the issues of their son that passed away or whatever. And in this movie, the sensitive husband, has had all he can take, and so now he gets, to the point where he's just like he can't stand it anymore. And Janet Jackson's character actually turns up the volume on her insensitivity and all of that, and she actually goes like psycho on old boy. And sorry if you haven't seen the movie or not, but basically in the end of the movie, she kills the dude, or causes him to be killed. So right there you have still a negative depiction of a black woman. Then you still have the same couple, the ex-football player and the hairdresser. He's still cheating. She's still the classless, over the top, abrasive female who's always accusing him of cheating, whether he is or whether he's not, loud, disrespectful, etc. She's still carrying that role. Then you have Tyler Perry and his wife. Now in this role, he's still playing the sensitive type of guy, loving, caring, supportive, and his wife is still playing the dishonest type of girl. In the first movie, she was dishonest about tying her tubes and was keeping things from him. Now in this movie, she's actually cheating on him. So she's still a negative representation of a black woman in this movie. And finally, we have that couple with Jill Scott. She left the old husband and she's with the new guy. But now in this movie, she's a little less sensitive, and she has brought all the baggage from that previous relationship into this one. And so she's kind of different with this new husband, the one who was the knight in shining armor in the last movie. Now she's like emasculating him by going to her ex, trying to get him jobs and whatnot, and not really paying attention to what it is that he needs and what he's saying. So now she's taking on the role of one of the negative black females in the movie as well. Then we could go on to Precious. He didn't direct the movie, no, but he produced the movie, so his influence is on that movie. And we already know about Precious. The entire movie was a negative depiction of black life. From Precious's experience, from the mother experience, from all of the interactions she had with every black male in the movie, except for the nurse, they were all negative experiences. So in that movie, you have all negative black experiences, from Precious to her mother, to her grandmother, even to all of the black females in her classroom who were, the types of females who needed to be in the class because they were negative. That movie was a total assault on black families and black interactions with each other. And we have the movie I Can Do Bad All By Myself, where you have the young lady played by Taraji P. Henson, who's trying to take care of 3 children who are her family members, and she's already struggling, not necessarily a great place in life. And as she takes in these 3 children, she has a deadbeat, sorry excuse for a black man in her home who doesn't want the children around and who has an issue with her taking care of her family. So he's the negative image as far as black men are concerned. And her only savior is some guy who comes knocking on her door looking like Jesus. End up being a Hispanic brother or whatever. And the one movie that the young lady could mention that was supposedly a positive depiction of black men was Daddy's Little Girls. And yes, in that movie they had a image of a positive black brother taking care of his children, which was a great thing. But on the flip side, it was the mom who had the negative image. I forgot if she was like a street chick, crackhead or something like that. But so yeah, he bigged up the brothers in that one, and in doing so, the way he bigged up the brothers was by tearing that black woman down. So I mean, either way, there's gonna be a negative depiction of us somewhere in the movie. Tyler also did a movie called The Family That Prays, in which you have, a hard-working, honest black family and one of the daughters is married to a hard-working, honest black male, but that particular daughter herself is an arrogant, conceited woman. She's one of those successful black women who thinks she's better than everybody else, and in actuality she ends up having an affair with a rich white guy, cheating on her husband. And so, you know, in that movie as well, she plays the role of the negative black female image. I mean, like I said, it's always somebody's gonna be negative in this movie. Either the black man is negative, the black woman is negative, or both of them are negative. Like, you never have just a regular story where, you know, you have a couple or black people who have particular issues but are, you know, generally good as a whole and are just working through certain issues. Like, these people are always drastically flawed. And now we have the movie for color girls. Now, I haven't seen the movie. I've seen the play before. I know the story. I'm going to check the movie out just to see what's going on now, what he's been up to lately. But like I said, and like, you know, you can see from all of these movies, you know, the images that Tyler Perry puts out for black people are no way positive images. You have his other series, the Madea series, and the Meet the Brown series. And like I was saying in the comment section before to the young lady, that, you know, either his movies are total buffoonery, i.e. the Madea series and the Meet the Browns joint, or it's movies that are negatively depicting black people and black life. You know what I'm saying? You have the Madea series, and she was talking about how, you know, it's always a message at the end of the movie. Yeah. And I was like, yeah, you know, there's always a little 2-minute message at the end of the movie. But if the movie has assaulted the viewers for an hour and 40 minutes with negative depictions of black people, and then at the end they offer you a 2-minute little message that's supposed to be positive, the only thing that your subconscious is going to remember is that hour and 40 minutes of abuse that you just received from that movie, i.e. Precious. Nobody can tell me what the moral of the story at the end of Precious was, but everybody can remember every image they saw in that movie. And in the Madea movies, you have himself, Tyler Perry, playing the role as Madea. And Madea is supposed to be the matriarch of the family. A total degradation of the black matriarchal principle in black families. Madea is belligerent, has no class, she's rude, she's loud, she's abrasive, she's ignorant, she'll fight anybody at the drop of a hat, fighting police, police chases, shooting guns. That's not to mention the fact that Madea is supposedly a weed smoking ex-stripper, and she's considered a strong, positive black woman. I don't think so. This is supposed to be a depiction of our grandmothers, people. But we'll accept it because, you know, it's supposed to be comedy. But we laughing at ourselves. We laughing at our grandmothers. I mean, come on. It's nothing positive about Tyler Perry movies. Don't take that little 2-minute message at the end of the movie as a makeup for the hour and 40 minutes of bashing black people that his movies have done.